Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Yasin Pons, and this is the Muslims Connected podcast, a podcast for those seeking growth and progression in their lives. Today, we are joined by the CEO, big title, of Awqaf, Mickaeel Collier.
Shukran. Thank you for having me.
Because I'll say your tactics and the way you think, from what I've seen with the organization, it's not like just normal. Oh, we're a charity organization that does this, and this is the thing we do all the time. You're constantly pushing forward to look for new ways of doing things.
So exactly that. I think that is the unique, strong point of Awqaf South Africa and its membership. Visionary. We see ourselves not as an organization or institution, but rather as a movement that is looking to re-establish or reintroduce principles of civilizational goals and civilizational aims. If we look at where we are in the world, the Muslim community has, I would say, the West is leading in technology. Although you have people from Indian and Asian
developing in
the mindset, but the push and the drive, it's all coming from the West.
Yeah.
At the same time, what they don't have is civilizational and moral goals that is coming out.
Yeah,
it's all about consumerism. It's about materialism. It's about the accessing of resources to the detriment of so many others. It's about the individual hedonistic type of lifestyle,
capitalism
that is, and there's certain problems in socialism as well and communism as well, but it's that type of individualism that is being promoted without accountability and without responsibility to ensuring that the person that is standing outside of that KFC or that takeaways is actually going to get the meal as well. And those foundational principles that looks at justice, equality, humanity, morals, those principles are mostly lost in the society that we've got. So if we look at where we are supposed to fit in as a society, or as an organization, it's to have those moral civilizational goals that would ensure that we are not just there, or we don't live in a society that is individualistic based. It's just about ourselves, what I can get, what is in it for me, bugger the rest of the world. So this is where we can play a contribution, where you have knowledge that is transmitted, but knowledge that has a purpose behind it. Knowledge that provides hope and dignity to people. A society that has principles that develop that hope and that dignity. Because if a person doesn't have dignity, then anything is free to them, right?
It's very true.
And if you do not have dignity, you do not have any form of consciousness. You look at a person that lives on the side of the road. That person's humanity and dignity is stripped. He's got no hope left, right? He walks around aimlessly, right? And what we do is we drive past, and it's like not my problem. It's like a burden if somebody comes to you while you're eating a burger in your car, for example, or if you're eating a packet of chips or something of that particular nature. So how do we transform society? And when we looked at this whole mission, what are we doing? What is the target within our organizational space, within our society? What are we there to do? Are we there to perpetuate things? Are we there to continue restricting Yasin to getting a food hamper, whilst it's good? But what do we do to you when we give you that food hamper, right?
Yeah.
You strip the person firstly from his dignity, right? Because we want to also brand it. All organizations do that, and it's a catch-22 because now you've got to be accountable to donors. You've got to be seen to showing what you're doing in the workspace, right? That you are finding yourself in, and it's usually around being accountable to your donor base. So we put that down and we tell him go walk down the road and go home. Collect it from the office and go home and walk with a sticker on the side of the packet. But when he gets home, maybe the guy doesn't like beans because he's got gastro problems if he eats beans.
Very true.
But we prescribe what he must eat. Right? So we prescribe what he must eat. And then the third problem with that is we take him out of the economy because he doesn't know how to go into a shop to shop for items.
Yeah.
Right? That maybe he likes cheese, but cheese on our list is a little bit too expensive, and because of the whole cold food chain, it's got the potential to go old. So what we do, instead of the cheese, we add another baked beans to it. Right? Give the guy more.
You actually giving him less than what he is, what he can eat, essentially.
Essentially, but also we're being so prescriptive to what he's got to do. So in the process, what we're actually doing is, instead of building up a person, we go for the quick fix solutions, and we end up having unintended consequences from a good action.